done. They are final products, but hey everybody, it's been a while since I've made a studio vlog, so I thought I'd show you some projects I've been working on. There's a bunch of fun stuff I want to show you. Besides what studio stuff, I've been working as usual at my day job, and I also was traveling a little bit earlier this summer with my husband, so I didn't really have as much sit down time in my craft room as I would have hoped in the last few months. But now that the autumnal and winter months are here and around the corner, I just feel like I can be creative again. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's just something about this time of the year when the seasons are changing that I get a fresh wave of inspiration. Hopefully you'll enjoy some previews of those said creations in this video. And thank you for watching as always. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye! We're getting into it. What am I doing here? I am crafting an apple here out of yarn specifically, but more broadly, I am in phase 1 of a series I started called Vegetarian Taxidermy. Phase 1 includes like all of the embroidery process, and I was in between a few names for this series. I even asked my followers on Instagram and TikTok. I was in between produce portraits, vegan taxidermy, vegetarian taxidermy, but I think vegetarian taxidermy won by popularity, but I like all names though. So for those of you who know my work, you would actually be surprised to know that these pieces don't involve punch needle or felt sewing at all. I know it's shocking, but I just wanted to try out other techniques with fibers and yarn. So like I said, this is actually a form of hand embroidery. It's a detached buttonhole stitch or blanket stitch. I get those two confused, but that's what I use to work up the main body of the fruit and veggies. I think it's detached because you're not stitching through and into the fabric, but rather building the stitches onto the previous stitched row of thread or yarn. It almost creates this texture that's very similar to crochet. Like as you can see the individual rows like you would with crochet. So they look like single crochet stitches, but it's not crochet, it's embroidery, and I just thought that was so neat. Anyway, since there is like room between the stitched piece and the fabric, it allows me to stuff it with polyfill and create that three-dimensional look I was going for. I think creating these pieces was a great exercise in me weaving a few skills together. Skills that I'm still quite new at, like crochet and embroidery, so it helped me branch out of my comfort zone and put them all together and put all these new skills together to create something that I really love and am proud of. Hello, howdy! Are you enjoying the video so far? I hope so. It's future Michelle talking to you, technically, because I finished the vegetarian and vegan taxidermy pieces, and oh my god, I love how they turned out. I am like obsessed with this collection, but maybe you've already seen the final product if you follow me on my other socials. But if you haven't, I will show you the final product later in the video. I thought we would take some time right now to take a little wee break / intermission where I show you some other stuff I've been working on for fun, for the October shop update. Obviously inspired by the autumnal season, I had to make pumpkin art, so you'll see a lot of pumpkin themed creations in the next few clips. They're pretty much done, they are final products, but I still want to share a little bit of the behind the scenes with you. So yeah, let's take a little pumpkin break. Let's go! To move right along with the faux taxidermy theme we have going, I also wanted to make some mini mounted pumpkin heads. I went to Walmart and I bought these wooden coasters that were perfect for my vision. I sketched my designs and came up with a tentative color palette to paint the background colors onto the coasters. And I also thought about contrasting colors for the ruffles, the crocheted ruffles on the pumpkins as well. Okay, so quick update on the pumpkin project. I have painted the plaques as you've seen and they are perfectly dry. I've also embroidered the pumpkin faces. Yep, they're turning out exactly as I envisioned them. I already have the felt backing on one of them. The rest of them have this monk's cloth on them, so I need to neaten that up still. But you get the vision. Each plaque is going to get a pumpkin face, obviously. And I wanted to show you also some crochet, mini crochet I've been doing for the collars. I ended up changing up the colors a little bit from the palette that I originally started with, like on this paper. But aren't they so cute? I think they will look really cute on with each corresponding pumpkin face. And I also made a bunch of these, some spirally pumpkin vines. I think those would be really cute, just hanging off the top of the pumpkin. And this is literally just a chain of 3 that I did for the pumpkin stalk. So those are all the details that are going to be added later to these guys. Now I'm so excited to show you my next pumpkin project. It's an over the garden wall inspired pumpkin garland. So if you've watched the show, you might recognize them as the pumpkin people that live at Pottsfield. I just love their character design so much, so I put my own spin on it and I made them out of felt, thread, pipe cleaner, stitched on bits and bobs here, and it was so much fun. I also thought it would be cutest if they were all kind of just strung together in one garland. And I also sewed little circles in between each pumpkin person to make it a bit more interesting. Yeah, I was really improvising when I was making these guys, but I really just went with whatever the spirit was moving me to do, and I think it captured their personalities really well. And we're back to vegetarian taxidermy. If you recall from earlier in the video, we were in phase 1, which is embroidering them, bringing them to life. Phase 2 is designing and making the frames that the taxidermy pieces will be mounted onto. This is also very much a crucial part of the process for me. I feel like the right combination of yarn colors and plaque shape and like the background fabric and color, that combination plus the fruit and veggies just bring the whole piece together. I've also learned various crochet stitches from this, especially the ones that make up like beautiful borders and edges for blankets and placemats and stuff, and I'm so glad that I decided to add this detail onto them because I thought it was very worthwhile. So here they all are together as a taxidermied and stuffed soft family. And of course we can't forget the mini pumpkin ones too. And I just love seeing them all together. I am so proud of them because the shop update is coming up in October and I want to be able to take good product photos of them. Ready for their photo shoot. Let there be light. Then there was light. Come on, focus. He's a little overexposed. This is like a DSLR I got second hand. Still very much learning the ropes, but look, that's pretty good. Grandpa the onion. Getting all the fuzzies off. Should I turn this down? Hey, so we're time traveling again here. This is future Michelle, editing Michelle, talking to you from after the shop update. So it's Wednesday, October 11th. I'm so happy to say the shop drop went really well, but most importantly, all but one so far of the taxidermy pieces has been adopted. So they will all be flying off to their new homes very, very soon. So I just got to finish up a little bit of packaging. Like I said, at the point that I'm recording this, all of these guys, minus this poor little pumpkin guy, has a new family. They've all been purchased. If you're watching this and he still hasn't been adopted and you would like to check out my website and see if the listing is still up. But anyway, I think I'm going to close this video here now. I want to thank you so much for joining me again on another studio vlog. It made me really, really happy just to share freely everything, a lot of things I've been working on. Yeah, I don't know. I think when I haven't recorded long form video content or like vloggy stuff in a while, the first getting back into it always feels a little bit clunky, but then when I sit down to edit again, I feel like I'm right back at it again. So I'm thankful for those of you who still tune in and keep up with me despite my sporadic cadence. Yeah, it's always fun to update you on the shenanigans here. If you like this video, please give it a like or comment or subscribe if you haven't done already. And thank you again for joining me. I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye!